Look around! So many ways to kill you. I command you to die! Don't bring that trash over here. You're going to die looking like that? You are right to fear my greatness.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are playing Qiyana today. Super fun assassin, but also very hard to master. It is a champion you want to pick up if you want to destroy your opponent in the laning phase and then also solo carry the games by yourself. Early game you have to watch out, mainly level 1 and 2. You don't really want to trade at that point, so you just have to stay back. Get the minions you can. And if the opponent is zoning you off, then it's fine to miss the minions, just make sure that you actually get the XP. We start off with the W guys, so of course it's going to empower your basic attacks and it also gives you that mini dash. So if the opponent has some kind of CC or skill shot, then you can use that dash to dodge it with. And then you also have that element part, which is what Qiyana is known for, so you can pick up 3 different elements. You have the river element, which is going to CC the opponent, so it is going to root the opponent and then slow them. And then you have the earth element, which deals bonus damage to low HP targets. And then you have the brush one, which is going to make you invisible. So in a normal combo, you want to start with the river element, CC people, and then you follow up with the earth one. That is the standard combo on Qiyana, and that's pretty much a burst combo. Because when you CC people, then you get a guaranteed second Q off. It's important to know that whenever you pick up a new element, then it is going to reset the cooldown of your Q. So that's what allows you to get those really fast combos off. The grass element guy is the one that makes you invisible. That one is very good to use if you're playing against an opponent where you don't really want them to trade back. So if it is someone who can potentially destroy you after you finish trading with them, for example Tristana, Pantheon, Talon and so on, if you don't want them to trade back, then you can start the combo off with the grass enchantment and then follow up with the earth one. So the grass one is pretty much used to make sure that the opponent don't have any counterplay. And it's also very good for kiting people with. And that was a really good combo right there. In this matchup it's very important that we make sure to dodge the Q. Because if we get hit by the Q from a Cassiopeia, then she's just gonna run us down. And we don't really want to risk that, so make sure when you trade, her Q is down and also her W, because if she puts that W right below you, then you will not be able to dash. And one super important thing, if you don't know already, if you use your Q mid dash, so in the middle of your E guys, then Qiyana is going to automatically aim that Q for you, so you don't need to target somebody with that with your mouse. And that's going to make everything so much easier if you know this. That E plus Q combo, Qiyana will automatically target people with it. So we got a really good base right here. So we got the tier, of course we're going for some extra scaling, and also having that extra mana is also really good, because then you don't have to base as often. On Qiyana, you can typically start looking for solo kills from level 3, because you have all of your basic combos. But from level 6, that's why you have really high kill pressure. So we can wait for the level 6. Normally when you trade full people and you don't really want to commit with that E, then you pick up a river enchantment and then just try to hit them from a distance, and then you quickly switch to the earth enchantment and then you hit them with that as well. That's something you can do until the opponent is low enough, until you can just go straight all in. Just like I did right here, so that's a normal trading combo before you really commit to the fight. Right now she's super low HP, so you can actually look for a dive. Start with the river enchantment so you CC the opponent, and then you can follow up with the ultimate. And then finish off with the earth enchantment. This is stuff you have to know about when you play Qiyana, because you can pull off stuff like this and then really snowball yourself and carry the games. Of course, just want to back off right here. The teleport is down on Cassiopeia. It's pretty lucky that she is not running exhaust or something, because that is very good against assassins. So you got the Serrated Dirk. That's another big power spike when you play AD assassins. You have that temporary massive damage spike, so you want to make sure that you force stuff. Look for kills. Qiyana is a champion where you constantly look for kills, whether it's in your lane or in the side lane or in the enemy jungle, doesn't matter. You just want to snowball yourself and then snowball the game out of control and end it before it gets to super late game. Remember, in a normal combo, guys, when you do that EQ, then also make sure that you get one auto tag in after you switch to that W. So you make sure, sure to abuse that as well, just so you get that extra bit of damage off, because it can really make a difference. Got another really clean combo off. This is how you want to poke people. And once you think they are within kill range, then you just go all in. And remember that you do get some extra bonus movement speed. If you pick up the river enchantment and then you walk through the river, then you get bonus movement speed. If you have the earth enchantment and walk nearby terrain, then you also get some bonus movement speed like that. So when you roam, make sure that you start off with the river enchantment, because it gives you that speed, but it also gives you that CC. So you want to use that to start off your combos with. When Cassiopeia hits level 6, then you have to watch out because of ultimate, because if she stuns you, then you're dead, guys. She's just gonna all in you. She used the flash right here, but you can see what happened as soon as she hit 1Q. She can just run us down pretty much, and she also has that ultimate, so if we do get caught, then it's GG. So you have to be really careful right here. Play around her abilities as well. So she did get the ultimate off right here, but she did not hit anything else, and that's really lucky. She was also super low on mana. That's also something you can do. So Qiyana's E dash is a fixed distance, similar to like a Yasuo, and that is what allows them to, you know, dash through monster camps and get to the other side of the wall. You can also catch the opponent by surprise by staying very close to enemy minion and then use that dash through them, so it looks like you're going to dash much further. It just gives you that extra distance so you can hit people with that double Q, and that is really going to deal a lot of damage, especially at this stage. Now Qiyana is a champion where you really want to make sure that you're roaming a lot, because she has super high burst, so of course you can pick up a lot of kills. So I'm going for the Ezreal right here, just waiting for that W cooldown. You don't have to aim your Q at all, guys, if you use it in the middle of your E animation. Which is extremely important to know. Actually the most important thing on Qiyana. Because most of the time if you try to aim it yourself, then you're going to miss a lot of skill shots, and by doing this way then you're not going to miss anything at all. Because even if the opponent flashes before you use your Q, then it's still going to follow them, so that's pretty cool. So we have enough gold to get that mythic item. A lot of people like to get their prowlers, but if you are new to Qiyana, then I do not recommend it, because it is very difficult to use, and they also nerfed it several patches ago, so you can only use it on champions. So they pretty much made it even more difficult to use. Eclipse though is always good, especially if they have a tanky team, because you also get their free armor pen. Also your ultimate, guys, when you use it, it is going to form around terrain, so it can actually cover very big distance. It's extremely good to use around objectives, because you can often hit multiple champions with it. So Qiyana is really strong when you fight around objectives like the dragon, the baron, the rift tower and so on, because that's why her ultimate really starts becoming OP. When you don't have your E up, then you can't really chase people. You just have to focus whoever is close, but you try to flank and then you try to go for the carry. So in this case that would be the Yeagerlol and the Cassiopeia. They are your main targets this entire game. So all you have to do here is just AFK push, and then you just try to roam. You do this all the time. If you can't pick up solo kills in the mid lane, just AFK push and then peace out. Try to look for the enemy jungler, enemy bot lane, enemy top lane. Just anyone you can get, so you can snowball yourself and in the game. So the W that is down on Cassiopeia. That is the key ability that you have to dodge, because if you get hit by it, then you will not be able to use any of your dashes, and then she can just combo you down. I'm gonna start the combo with the river enchantment as always. Get that free root, and then you can get that guaranteed combo off. When you use your ultimate, guys, always try to make sure that you shove people into the terrain, so they get stunned as well. If you don't do that, then they can easily dodge the rest of your abilities, so always try to shove them into terrain. She's starting to respect us right now, but if she hits that Q, then we also have to respect that as well. So we actually messed up that combo right there, that's why we had to waste our flash. We should have flashed her early on when she was right next to the terrain, because then she would have gotten stunned by our ultimate as well, and then we did not have to burn our flash or the ignite. We are picking up a lot of free kills just by roaming. Even though we are stealing some of the kills, we are still snowballing ourselves, and that is what matters when you play assassins. So what I did right earlier, easy way to push the waves is that use that double Q on the backline minions, and they're gonna disappear just like that. Once you get a couple more items, then one Q is going to one-shot the backline minions, and then it is going to be much easier for you to roam. We got the mana item as well. That is the scaling item that is going to make you really strong not only in the early game but in the mid and late game as well. And then we can go for Serpent's Fang to deny the shields as well. Get a flanking position always when you play assassins, you never want to go in from the front. See, that's a really good combo, so you don't really always have to hit the opponent directly with your ultimate. Sometimes you can just throw it into the terrain and then it's going to hit them with the AoE. But it can be pretty easy to dodge because it has a delay when you use it like that, so you really have to make sure that the opponent won't dodge it. So if they're distracted in a fight against your teammates, that's usually a really good time to use a combo like that. We are going to the sideline right here. Of course we are super fit, insanely fit right now actually. When you play Qiyana, you have to snowball. You're not getting 9 kills at 70 minutes every single game, but you have to snowball, so you have to pick up kills at this stage. It is an assassin. That means that she is not going to scale as well compared to the traditional mid lane picks like the mages. The Cassiopeia is going to destroy you in the late game, guys, because she can itemize 6 full damaging or defensive items, and then she also scales much better. Using the green one right now, and that is if you want to engage into the entire enemy team, because that invisibility is really going to make sure so that they don't focus us down, because even though we are fed, we are also still very squishy. So if we get caught by like 1 CC in a team fight, then they can just change CC us and then kill us. You can just head back to the lane here and then push that out. Cassiopeia is in the top side. So we have a free tower in the mid lane. Also sitting on a lot of gold, so definitely want to base as soon as possible. Of course, you can also take down towers really fast, so that's always nice to have that ability on assassins. Because a lot of them are actually really good in the sideline, so you will often end up having to take down the towers by yourself. So we can get the Serpent's Fang, the entire item, on the next base, guys, and that is really OP item right now as well. Riot is going to nerf it next patch, but it is not going to change why you build this item. You want it if the opponent has some kind of shielding, because it is going to deny them that extra defensive stat. So if you play against something like a Qiyana or a Lulu, then you always want to make sure that you get that Serpent's Fang, because it is really going to deny them. Even though we are super fed, we are still playing very patient. We are also waiting for our cooldowns before we engage, guys. Something like an Illaoi, the thing is, if you don't finish her off in a single combo, then she's gonna destroy you, because she has so much burst damage and she's also super tanky. So it's important that you're patient with champions like that, wait for your cooldowns, and then you try to wait for the right moment where you can burst them down in a single rotation before they can fight back. So I got the Serpent's Fang, so no more shielding for the Thresh, his W, and his item as well. If he has shielding items like the Iron Solari, then the effects of that will also be worsened, so it is really going to amplify the damage for the AD assassins. And she went down just like that, and even though she missed her abilities, guys, she just hit that Q. And then she can just spam her E on us, and we almost lost all of her HP, so that's why you have to understand exactly what the enemy champion can do so you know how to play around it. In this case here, where I fought the Cassiopeia, I used the initial combo. She was super low HP, and then I walked away from her range, and then I waited for my cooldowns, and then I went back in again. Because the thing is, with assassins, they have a lot of burst, but after they use that, then they don't have anything left. So during that time, you have to pull back and then just wait a bit until your abilities are ready again, and then you can go in. Because Illaoi is not able to match that damage we have on that Earth enchantment when the target is low HP, because that's pretty much a crit. Deals way more damage than a crit, so there's a lot of burst damage you get from that Earth enchantment. That's why it's also important that you always use that when the opponent is low HP. That's a really nice dodge on the Illaoi as well. Just try to poke people, and if they have a lot of healing, then of course you can go for the anti-healing items as well. I actually misused my ultimate right here. I tried to target the tower, but it hit the wall instead, so it did not form around the right objective. Otherwise this Thresh would have died. So that was a misplay, and it does happen sometimes. So be careful with how you aim that ultimate. And just stay back here, try to poke people with a Q. That's how you want to do in team fights. And before the fight starts, then you typically want to get a flanking position, so that's why it's important that you have the Oracle Lens. Otherwise people would just spot you with their wards and then you just die, so it's the same like with all other assassins. You don't want to go in from the front, you try to get a flanking position, wait for people to waste their abilities, and then you can go in. Focus down the carries, always the carries, the squishy targets. In this game there will be the Ezreal and the Cassiopeia. Because if they die, then the enemy team don't have any damage left, and then that's an easy win for us. So we got the inhibitor, now we just have to back off, because I'm also sitting on a lot of gold, so we can go ahead and buy the armor pin item. And that is going to counter their tanky members, so the Illaoi, because they normally have a lot of armor. So Teemo actually did run it down this game, but his shrooms are still really useful, so it doesn't really matter that he died a lot, because he's still going to be annoying at every point in the game just because of his ultimate. Remember that you can dash over walls with your W. Make sure to abuse that as well if it allows you to get to a fight much faster. Always play around the opponent cooldown, so you make sure that you don't get randomly CC'd and then end up dying for no reason. Try to engage with that river enchantment when possible, and then follow up with the ultimate, and then finish off with the earth enchantment. That is your full combo, that is going to one-shot every single squishy. We can take down towers really fast, so that's always good because of that W passive, giving that extra damage. Attack speed is also really nice. So right now we have a lot of options. We can build any item we want to. In this game right here, they actually have that 1 CC that can get us killed, so Edge of Night is really good. They can counter the Cassiopeia ultimate, the Thresh hook, the Nautilus E, and so on. So it can actually really save our lives, so that's also a fine option. You can also go for the Guardian Angel. You can also go for that Gem Punk for that anti-healing. Whatever you need, you can build that at this stage. As you can see, that Ilario just went down just like that because we have so much armor pen and we also full build almost, so we can one shot a lot of people, even though that happens to be the bruiser of the enemy team. So that should be it for this game, so I hope this was helpful guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you guys in the next video.